And there is no tip-off here, Michael. How about that? I wasn't aware of that, but I guess you got to modify. There is no tip-off, and the game is underway. 4 7-minute quarters at the JV level. Giles gets the ball first, and they're going to have the first crack at it this evening. Bobcats on defense. Giles in all red for the visiting team. Bobcats in all white as the home team, obviously, here tonight. Bobcats start in Prelo, Harrington, Eves, Thompson, and Max Knight. The first 5 in this evening, and Giles scores, make it 2-0 right off the bat.
Yeah, Cameron Hansen with the first bucket for Giles to attack the basket there, really looking to drive on this defense of the Bobcats here. Bobcats now starting with the ball at the top of the key, looking to push down low here, really going to move the basketball back and forth here, trying to cut the lanes here, but the Spartans doing pretty good on defense here, keeping them out of the paint as the Bobcats really looking for the best shot they can get. Bobcats attacking, but bringing it back out. Giles giving them tough here as the Bobcats attack the basket. Number 40 for the Bobcats. Really, I don't have his name there. Thompson
Brandon
there.
Thompson.
Yep.
Brandon Thompson gets fouled on his way to the basket. A strong take there. He had a nifty finish, but they called the foul on the floor. So, again, I didn't mean to slight the young fellas starting for the Bobcats tonight, but it's number 4, Parker Prelo, number 12, Gavin Harrington, number 20, Jeremiah Eves, number 40, Brandon Thompson, and number 42, Max Knipe. Everything kind of happened so fast right there as the Bobcats get a throw over from Jeremiah Eves and lay him there. 2 points for Max Knipe. A really nice finish through some contact. Game's all knotted at 2, just over a minute in.
Yeah, I love that play off the inbound there. Bobcats really setting it up as they did right there as the Bobcats get the rebound, going back the other way in transition, going attacking the basket there, blocked by the Spartans. But number 42 gets the rebound as he goes back up strong with it, and he is fouled. He will go to the line. That is number 42, Max Knipe.
I was talking to Max's dad before the game here in the stands, and I said, I hadn't seen Max in a long time. You know, we hadn't been able to have sanctioned events like weightlifting, all that kind of stuff. I said, holy smokes, he's grown a foot since I've seen him the last time, and he's off to a hot start here tonight. He misses the free throw, but a good hustle play from the Bobcats. And number 20, Jeremiah Eves, throws it off a Giles Spartan to earn an extra possession. Good hustle there from Mr. Eves. Max Knipe, 4 points, all 4 points for the Bobcats so far as Bobcats take the 4-2 lead with 5.5 minutes left here in the first quarter.
Yeah, that just reminds me of his older brother, Alex, as Prelude from the top of the key. It misses, and the Spartans get the rebound there. But back to his brother there, that's the kind of hustle plays he likes to. He loves to crash the boards. He loves to put it back. He can drop out and shoot the three, but, man, that's the hustle play of his older brother I like to see. And that's pretty much any center player, so to speak, a post player for Coach Cormany's system there. They really have to be able to rebound. They have to be physical, and that's exactly what he brings to this JV basketball team.
Absolutely, Michael. Wild shot here, kind of goes off of everybody. Nobody was expecting it to cling off the backboard that hard. Hits off of Brandon Thompson last and goes out of bounds. The Giles Spartans will retain possession. See our first substitution of the evening, Michael. Let's see here.
Yeah, that is number 5, Kalik Saunders for the Spartans. As he checks in, he will actually throw the ball in for the Spartans here. They're trying to get some buckets back on the board, tie this thing up, as they do right there off the inbound. They got it to number 22, Aaron Miller, right on the block as he went up strong as he was fouled by number 40 for the Bobcats, Brandon Thompson.
Really nice inbounds play under the basket, Michael. They had a couple screens, got a guy free, wide open by the time Brandon Thompson closed out. He was just a bit too late and ended up fouling him with his body, but it doesn't hurt as far as the three-point play is concerned. The first free throw is missed. Bobcats retain possession.
Yeah, Bobcats looking to set something up. It's all tied up 4-4 as they go down low. Power body. Thompson on the block as he just backs his man down and goes up over him. That's a strong post play right there. You say, hey, that's a time where you say, hey, look, I know exactly what I bring to the table. I'm just going to impose my will and score. And that puts the Bobcats up 6-4. But back on the other end, the Spartans draw the foul. And that looks like it is on number 12, I think. Yeah, Gavin Harrington for the Bobcats. That's his first. And so we have some more substitutions by the Bobcats.
Action fast and furious here right now, Michael. Lots of fouls, lots of turnovers to be expected. so far, since it is each team's first live action against another opponent this year. No scrimmages and no other games up until this point. Radford retains possession here off of an errant inbounds pass from the Giles Spartans. Again, 6-4 Bobcats ahead. 4 minutes left in the opening frame. Parker Prelo with the ball at the top of the key, running the offense here. Little dribble drive as Harrington pulls up, and a sweet left-handed jumper. Did it all on his own, and Bobcats 8-4.
Well, I love that little stop right there. It looked like he was about to drive all the way to the paint, and he said, nope, stop right here. His defender flew back as he stopped and shot it, and it went down as the Giles Spartans looked to answer back on the other end. Missed 3 opportunity. Bobcats in transition here. Prelo looking to attack the basket. He pulls out, and we'll pass it up. Bobcats going to reset here. 8-4 is your score, by the way. 3.5 minutes to go in the first period as the Spartans take the ball away, as it looks like it will go off the Spartans. Good hustle play by the Bobcats on defense, and it will be Bobcat basketball.
Bobcats are playing hard here in the opening frame, really getting after it on the defensive end. Only allowed 4 points here halfway through the first quarter. That bodes well so far. And we got some more substitutions, Michael.
Yeah, I'm going to be honest with you, missed them all. But hey, you know what? I'll just say this
We're
right
in
now.
preseason form too, my man.
I mean, this is first game of the year. Hadn't had a lot of opportunities to get back on the mic. So, hey, it's a JV game. We may make some mistakes. We may make some mistakes in the varsity game, but that's all right.
Hey, man, I make mistakes all the time. So if you're listening at home, bear with me and just hang in there. I promise it'll get better.
Well, that's the hope anyway. You never really know, as the Bobcats do have the basketball up 4 on the Spartans. This is number 24 for the Bobcats. Takes a good shot there, but just missed it just inside the three-point line as the Spartans come back the other way. Rebounded by number 22, Aaron Miller. A taller body on the floor for the Spartans, as it looks like an offensive foul by the Spartans. That will be on Miller. As that's pretty good defense by the Bobcats here, as they're up 4 with 2.5 to go.
That patented Bobcat defense. Stop me if you've heard that before, Bobcat fans. A lot of hustle plays, a lot of get after you in your face defense so far. Bobcats not practicing social distancing when it comes to that. And so far, so good on the defensive end. Coach Little and Coach Bev Davis have to be excited about that here early on.
Oh, we got another moving screen here. This one is on the Bobcats, though. So, this kind of reminds me of, as that one is on number 32, Thomas Grant for the Bobcats. Oh, excuse me, Sincere Taylor, number 34. I apologize, Taylor. But this kind of reminds me of college basketball right now. I don't know about you, but if you've watched any bit of college basketball right now, there'll be like 12 minutes to go in the game, and both teams are in the double bonus. There's a lot of fouls going. So I think the officials are in preseason form as well, as they're going to set the tone early. As a nice move by the Spartans, number 5. That is Khalik Saunders, as he took that all the way to the rack.
That was a nice move. Went down the left-handed side of the hoop there. Michael finished through in traffic with his left hand. He looks to be a right-handed player as well. So finishing with his offhand, an extremely impressive finish.
Yeah, Bobcats looking to go down low as number 42 for the Bobcats, Max Knife, with his 6th point as he draws the foul as well. So he will go to the line for the old-fashioned three-point play. That's good Bobcat basketball right there. Taking it down low, getting to Knife, who's going to just impose his will as he gets it to go.
Great pass by Thomas Grant right there. Found Max underneath as Max shoots his free throw. It's no good. Rebounded by number 24 for the Bobcats. Help me out with that, Michael.
Oh, sorry. Isaiah Austin.
Good rebound there from Isaiah Austin. Not able to do anything with. There's kind of a scrum. The ball went out of bounds and is awarded to the Giles Spartans.
Yeah, number 5 for the Spartans. Saunders will bring the ball up for them as they're looking to set screens at the top of the key, which is what they got called that moving screen on, as it's stolen away. Bobcats look to attack the basket in transition. Missed layup there, but rebounded by the Bobcats again. Back to Prelo at the top of the key. Just going to reset here. Looking to set the screen. Prelo here moving with the basketball nicely on the left side of the floor here. Attacking the basket. Wide open lane. Why not? Why pass it when they're going to give it to you? As he attacks the basket, gets his first bucket of the game. Bobcats up 12-6.
Really nice take right to the rim. To your point, Michael, he just saw some daylight, ran up through there, and was awarded with 2 points. Bobcats ahead 12-6. Little over 1 minute left in the opening frame.
number 5 for the Spartans. Again, Saunders attacking the basket. He loves going to his left, even though he finished that time with his right hand, left hand the first time, right hand that time. But, hey, he loves going to the left side of the floor as the Bobcats now with just under a minute to go in this quarter, up 12-8. Real close contest here. There's a lot of people waiting to check in for both the Bobcats and the Spartans. But, hey, Bobcats, I would expect if they don't go something quick here, they're going to go for the last shot of this quarter.
Yeah, that's exactly right. It looks like they're trying to score. They're just being patient, to their credit. Max Knight kicks it to Prelo. He almost pulled the trigger on a three. A good close out there from the Giles defense. Radford is going to pull it out. 30 seconds and ticking down here. Bobcats retain possession ahead 12-8. And Prelo hits a three from the left-handed corner. Wow, that was impressive. Michael had a hand in his face and everything. Nonetheless, nothing but net. Bobcats ahead 15-8. And then Prelo stands in there and takes a charge on the defensive end. Quite an offensive and defensive possession there for Mr. Prelo. Standing in there, taking a big charge after hitting a big three on the offensive end, and there's 11 and a half seconds left as Bobcats make a couple substitutions. Number 12, Harrington, back in the game. Bobcats looking to get something quick prior to the end of the quarter.
Yeah, I love them pulling Prelo out there, give him a little bit longer to rest. But like you said, the Bobcats looking to attack here as it looks like a timeout is called by the officials, and what had happened was he was supposed to be in on the last substitution after the point, but he was taking off his mask. It took him a little bit longer to get from the back. I think we're going to see that a lot this season.
That's not the most 2020 thing I've heard. That's got to be close, taking off his mask and missed coming in. That's
as he was as number 12.
2020 right there,
yeah.
Michael.
Well, I think, it's going to take a lot longer. A lot of times Coach Cormany as well will wait to the last second and throw a guy up there. It gives you a little bit longer and also lets you see what guys are going to do. You can't do that so much this year because you have to come a long way. As number 12, Gavin Harrington, was fouled on the three-point shot with 0.4 seconds left in the period. So he will go to the line to shoot three, and he knocks down the first one.
Nothing but net. Harrington again. And same result, nothing but net. I'm really impressed with him, Michael. He has had a great first quarter. We saw him with the pull-up jumper from the free throw line earlier. And then his third free throw is in as well. Wow. 5 points for Mr. Harrington here through the first quarter. Bobcats will finish the first quarter with a lead, 18-8. Impressive in a lot of regards. Stick with us. We'll take a brief break, and then we'll come back, try to get as many points as we can in, Michael, before the second quarter tips off. Welcome back, Bobcat fans. Radford with an 18-8 lead over the Giles Spartans. As we begin the second quarter of action, looks like Radford is going with a mix of some of the guys who started the game and some who finished up the first quarter there. Parker Prelo controls the ball at the top of the key here. Radford sets a couple of screens. Bobcats did a nice job in the first quarter with some good offense. 18 points in the quarter is a pretty good output in just 7 minutes of play. Also only allowed 8 points. All in all, a lot to be pleased with if you're Coach Little and his staff.
I mean, you're absolutely right there. There's a lot of positives in that first quarter. A lot of scoring from guys. Whether we knew they were going to or not, Knipe really impressed me on the boards in that quarter. And as he attacked the basket, Prelo impressed me from three. That's a big-time block. No, it's called a foul there. That's number 24, Isaiah Austin. I thought that was all ball, but what I think he called was a little bit of the body there. It's a tough call. If you're a Bobcat fan, you definitely don't want to see that. What you want to see is that ESPN highlight block, which he should have got. But, you win some, you lose some, as that is the fourth foul on the Bobcats. 6 fouls for the Spartans.
Max Knipe set to check back in. If you're just joining us, Max had a great first quarter of action there, Michael. 6 points, had a number of rebounds as well. Really off to a hot start and an impressive game so far this evening. As the second free throw is up and good as well for the Giles Spartans. So 18-10, Bobcat lead. 6.5 minutes left here prior to the halftime break. Bobcats with possession here in the front court. If you're listening, the Bobcats are moving from left to right. Max Knight misses underneath the basket, and there's a whole lot of action in there, Michael. They look like it may be a jump ball. The Giles Spartans player falls down. He's whistled for a traveling violation, and the Bobcats are going to have an inbound from underneath the visiting basket here, looking to get an inbounds play. here and a couple points.
Well, that's what you like to see. That's just hustle right there from both sides, really. But Bobcats get the favorable call as Prelo attacks the basket. Very swifty there, standing still at the three-point line, gets the ball, and all of a sudden, one step, two step, he's at the rim so fast, not really long legs, just so athletically quick as he attacked the basket there. Bobcats up 20-10 as the Giles Spartans turn the ball over. Bobcats starting to get in their rhythm here, looking good offensively.
Prelo does have a little quick twitch to him, doesn't he, Michael? I mean, he just slithered in there, got off a nice runner, and saw it go down. 7 points, the team lead so far for the Bobcats in scoring this evening. 7 points for Prelo, 6 for Max Knipe, and 5 for Harrington so far to pace the Bobcats. A 20-10 lead. Bobcats, again, impressive early on. As they retain possession. Shoot a three right here. Austin a little bit too strong. Brandon Thompson does a great job hustling to keep it in. Max Knipe corrals it for the Bobcats. They'll get another crack at it right now.
Yeah, Bobcats here looking with 5.5 to go, up 10 as they're looking to just kind of reset here. Not looking to. One thing I've noticed in the last several years here, Bobcats will impose their will anytime they want. They love running down the floor, but they're not going to take bad shots. They're going to wait for their shots. They're going to wait to set it up. They're going to be very efficient, similar to like a UVA, where they may not take a lot of shots, except in transitions. Bobcats love putting the ball in the basket. But they're going to wait on their shot. They're going to take their time as the Spartans do get a steal and go coast to coast as they score the bucket 20-12.
Yep, foul there on Harrington. Harrington checks out of the game, and number 10, Brubeck, and number 4, Prelo back into the game. The substitutions are fast and furious here, Michael, so far. Again, some of that due to foul trouble for the Bobcats as the free throw, the and one free throw attempt rattles in for the Spartans. Bobcats ahead 20-13, just under 5 minutes left before the halftime break. Bobcats control. P.J. Prelo comes off of that might happen a lot this
that's
year.
That's going to happen a ton.
Yeah, he comes off of a Brandon Thompson screen at the top of the key. Nothing there. Brandon Thompson eventually.
As it looks like they're going to call a foul on the floor. That's on number 22 for the Spartans.
Kind of got me tripped up there. There was a foul called, and both teams started clapping. I didn't know what to think of that. But anyways, it looks like the foul is the 7th team foul on the Giles Spartans. It will be a 1-and-1 opportunity for Brandon Thompson. And again, some more substitutions. The theme of the evening so far, Michael.
Oh, yeah. You know, this is first game of the year. Both teams maybe not as many practices as normal either, so may not be in the most conditioning shape here. Now, as that being said, there's not a whole lot of games, so you better get it in fast because teams are going to be ready to play. But the thing about it is, I don't hate it getting the guys in and out. This is the first game of the year. You know, especially as the Bobcats up 21-13 right now. A little bit of a cushion here, so don't hate the substitutions. But, boy, we're going to be seeing a lot of them, I think.
First free throw from Brandon Thompson is up and good, and the second matches it as well. Nice foul shots there from Brandon Thompson. 2 for 2 at the foul line that trip. Bobcats ahead 22-13.
Giles Spartans bring the ball back down the floor, looking to go in the corner, but tipped away and stolen by the Bobcats, number 42, Knipe. I think we're going to be hearing his name a lot all season. In the corner from 2, deep 2, no good. Rebounded by Knipe as he hustled down the floor as he draws a foul by number 14, Nicholas Simpson. That's just good hustle there by Knipe. We've talked about him hustling on the boards. We've talked about him hustling, putting the ball up, and now going coast to coast, essentially, getting the steal, coming all the way down, and drawing the foul on the shot. That's just good hustle. And that's what I like to see. As a bigger guy myself, he's not a huge guy, but that's his role. You know, his role is to do that kind of thing, and he's doing it tonight.
Yeah, and regardless of how much practice you've had or how good of physical shape you're in, everybody's capable of hustling, right? And Max is doing just that tonight. He knocks down the front end of the 1-and-1 right here for his 7th point of the evening. But to piggyback off your point, Michael, Max is really having a nice game so far. That's his 7th point, a couple of rebounds, a steal. He's been all over the place for the Bobcats.
Well, you know what? I'm going to piggyback off something you just said. You know,
hey.
what you just said, essentially, you're right. You can't. There's a lot of things you can't control, and this pandemic shows it. You can't control when you can be here, but what you can control is your hustle, your output, and what you put on the floor when you get out there. You may not get an opportunity all the time, but when you get it, you got to take advantage of it, and that's what Knipe's doing tonight.
That's exactly right. Bobcats nearly got a steal at the top of the key here. Giles lucky to keep possession of that, and they just kind of go barreling down the lane and throw up a shot off the glass, 24-15, as the Bobcats quickly in transition. Prelo pushes the pace, throws it ahead to Brubeck, who lays it in for his first 2 points of the night, 26-15 Bobcats.
Now this is what high school basketball is all about. This JV action right here at its finest. Back and forth we go. 26-15 is your score if you're just tuning in. 3.5 minutes to go in the first half. This is exciting. Not this foul, not this stuff. As we're going back the other way, ball is out of bounds. It will be Bobcat basketball. No, a foul is called on number 20. My mistake. A push is called. So that will be Bobcat basketball, as that is the 9th team foul for the Spartans, but it won't be a 1-and-1 because it was – it will be.
It will be. You stand corrected.
My apologies. I was thinking, my bad.
No, I'm a little bit confused. I'm just taking it all in. That's the second time. I don't know if I've never noticed this before or this just an anomaly. That's the second time there's been a foul called and both teams start clapping. I'm not real sure what that's all about.
Well, I think you're right on that one. Well, I will say the Giles player who the foul was on, number 20, Hansen, was really pumped. And when they said it was on him, he was shocked. I mean, the face he gave us, I know he wasn't looking straight at us, but the face he gave was kind of funny. So you're right, I think both teams there. But, hey, it goes in Bobcats' favor as the shot goes in and out. Rebounded strong by the Spartans as they're coming back the other way. They love setting that high screen there. Hadn't worked out a whole ton as off the attack, but as they go down to the block, back down, Prelude knocks it out of bounds, and it will be Spartans basketball. Bobcats swarming on defense tonight.
It might be pre-pandemic, post-pandemic, or during the pandemic, but I'm going to tell you what, the Bobcat defense swarms you no matter where you're at or what time it is.
Oh, you're absolutely right, and that's just old-fashioned Cormany basketball right there. That's a big-time play defensively for the Bobcats as the whole bench stands up and walks around. Now they stayed 6 feet apart. I just want to put that out there. But, hey, that's what you like to see. You love when the bench gets off the floor because they love the enthusiasm. 26-15 is your score. 3 minutes to go. Prelo from the corner is no good. Rebounded strong by the Spartans, number 22, Miller. Miller bringing the ball down the floor. He's got his hair as tall as he is, I think, and I love it.
Whoa.
As number 4 for the Spartans takes it all the way in.
Never dribbled, got it at the three-point line, and never dribbled, and no whistle.
Hey, I love it. That's JV basketball for you right there. You know, as Candace doing a lot of the girls' JV stuff, you see all the time. You go to those games enough, you see a lot of that kind of stuff here, so it's kind of fun to see it on a boys' floor as well. But, hey, JV basketball is JV basketball,
awesome.
baby.
That was awesome. I thought my eyes tricked me. He caught it at the three-point line and went all the way to the rim and missed the layup ultimately, but there was never any dribble and there was no whistle either. So, for what that's worth.
Yeah, Bobcats looking to go back on the block. Coach Little screaming, telling them to get the ball down there. They did as Knipe went up strong here as he actually almost gets a steal there again. Giles Spartans having a tough time getting the ball back down the floor. They finally do break the press, but Aaron Miller will score off the other end. Bobcats leading 26-17.
Bobcats defense is still fully engaged. They just had a little bit of a breakdown right there. Radford will call. It looks like a full, 30-second timeout, just as I thought it was a full. It's a 30-second. We're going to stick with you right now. Just try to put into words what we've seen so far, Michael. Bobcats ahead 26-17, just under 2 minutes left before the halftime break. I'm trying to paint the picture for you at home. Since you're not able to be here, I hope you're able to view on a live stream video. If not, we appreciate you tuning in, at least for the audio part. Across the gym, normally where most of the fans sit, where the student section is, and behind both the home and visitors benches, the bleachers have been completely rolled up and pushed back, so you have 6 feet of space in between each kid for both the Bobcats and the Spartans. Behind the benches, spaced out appropriately. You have the cheerleaders as well. Really kind of a strange thing to behold, Michael, especially when a game's going on. It's almost like it's kind of like a scrimmage, but it's not because it counts. And then everybody's sitting so far apart with each other and has masks on. But such is the life in 2020, and we're making the best of it. But anyways, Radford comes out of the timeout. A nice take to the rim. Shot blocked there by the Giles defender, and they will retain possession.
Yeah, Miller actually blocks that one. He's been actually all over the place for the Spartans. I love his enthusiasm tonight as he actually tries to get a rebound right there. Goes to the Bobcats, but Miller, a big spark of life for the Spartans as Prelo has the ball now at the top of the key. Looking, Spartans calling out. I actually like here. They're down 9 points, but they are not going away here, giving the Bobcats some trouble. The Bobcats having a tough time scoring the last couple of minutes. They're going to go down the block here. Over to number 10 in the corner for the Bobcats. And that is Ray Brobeck from 3. Push the lead there. Bobcats up 29-17.
Points 3, 4, and 5 for Brubeck. Nothing but net from the left-handed corner. That corner's been good to the Bobcats so far, Michael. 2 threes and just a few trips, one from Prelo and one from Brubeck. Bobcats out to a 29-17 lead. Again, back up to double digits. 52.6 seconds left prior to the halftime break. Foul there on the Bobcats, just the 5th team foul, so it will not result in any free throw opportunities. Giles takes the ball underneath the Radford basket here, trying to get another set inbound play that results in a couple points that we saw earlier in this evening.
Jeremiah Eves checks in for the Bobcats with 49 seconds to go in the first half. Spartans looking to go down on the block. Shot up and no good. Rebounded, actually kicked by the Bobcats all the way across the floor, and it will go out of bounds here. It will be Giles Spartans basketball, but the bench on their feet because they love the hustle as we had 2 Bobcat players sliding across the floor trying to get that ball.
That was fantastic. Great effort and then great way for the teammates to be involved on the bench as well. To your point, since everybody's sitting off the court, they all got up and started clapping and were leaning over the rails, Michael. Glad to see the guys that aren't in the game physically, they're in the game mentally.
Yeah, as the Spartans here, 23 seconds to go in the half, missed the shot, rebounded by the Bobcats as they're going back the other way, trying to get something going here as a deep 2-foot on the line by the Bobcats, no good. Prelo with the ball now off the rebound at the top of the key, but the Spartans not going away as number 4 knocks it out of bounds, Trevor Williams, and it will be, it looks like it will be Spartans basketball.
8 seconds left. Bobcats with a double-digit 12-point lead, 29-17. Don't want to give anything up cheap here before the halftime buzzer. That gives Giles any momentum or something to feel good about.
Yeah, absolutely right. As the Spartans and a ticky-tack foul there called on, that is Eves for the Bobcats. Eves, not a great foul there with 4 seconds to go. Almost bailed out the Spartans as they were driving into no man's land. Eves will pick up that foul. That is the 7th team foul for the Bobcats as number 5. Saunders goes to the line for the Spartans. Number 45, Sebastian Price checks in for the Spartans.
A lot of indecision here from the Spartans, not wanting to commit a foul here before the halftime break, so they cleared the lane. The shot by number 5 is up, and it's no good. Rebounded by Sincere Taylor, pushes ahead to Prelo, who shoots from nearly half court and almost gets it to go in. Wow. Hit off the backboard in the front of the rim, almost got it to go. Bobcats take a 29-17 lead to the halftime break, and with that, we'll take a break of our own. Stick with us. We'll be running our ads for a few moments, and then we'll be right back to give you a rundown of the first half, all the stats, and what to look forward to in the second half. Thanks for listening to Bobcat Sports Live.
We're all for a ride as the Bobcats get a steal there as number 40 for the Bobcats, Brandon Thompson, takes the steal all the way to the basket. I actually thought they were going to call travel there, but they actually called a foul, and it's not on the shot. It's on the floor. I thought it was, if you're going to call a foul, I thought it would be on the shot.
To your point just a minute ago, Michael, I didn't think of that either until I was told, between the fans having to leave the JV game, the gym being empty, and then having fans escorted in for the varsity game. Kind of a, unique situation, but what isn't in 2020, right? One of those things that you don't think about, but there's a lot of work that goes with everything.
Yeah, as the Bobcats looking to push pace here, and the halftime break, Prelo in the corner there. If he had caught that cleanly, I think he's going to take that shot there, but he doesn't. Knipe at the top of the key now. Over, down low, get it to Prelo at the top. No, excuse me, down low to Brandon Thompson as he dribbles all the way through the paint and takes it up strong for the Bobcats. Bobcats up 31-17.
Beautiful little right-handed hook shot. He came from underneath the basket out to in front of the hole, flipped it up over his shoulder, and it went in. Really nice moves, really nice footwork there. And then the Bobcats again force another turnover. Stop me if you've heard that before, Michael. Defense playing a critical role again here tonight for the home Bobcats. Ahead 31-17. 5.5 minutes left in the third quarter.
Yeah, Gavin Harrington really pushing up there on the Spartans there as he was swarming the ball there as they threw it out of bounds. Prelo at the top of the key now. Switch it over to Ease. Ease now with the basketball dribbling at the top, trying to go down low to Knipe, but stolen away by the Spartans as Prelo tracks him all the way down, and a charge is called. Number 12, Gavin Harrington hustles back. I thought it was going to be a steal by Prelo, but a charge there as he hustles down. One foul here for the Spartans. I think that's his second. Williams is who that was called on.
I'm really impressed with Gavin Harrington, Michael. I don't know anything about him. This is the first action I've ever seen of him, and he is a really talented player. I mean, he's had some skilled offensive moves that we saw there in the first half, and then nothing but pure hustle on that play. Got back, got in legal guarding position, took a charge. Really, really nice on his part, and as we're talking about him, sets up Max Knipe right in front of the basket on a nice assist and an easy lay-in for Knipe, the high scorer of the game. That'll give him 10 points even so far tonight. Harrington, great game so far this evening.
Well, this is what I like to see about him. I mean, not only is he working hard on defense, but he's setting up his players well, and that's exactly what you want as a teammate. Knipe, a man we've spoken about all evening, getting a feed from Harrington. That's good play there by the Bobcats as the Spartans looking to answer. Bobcats up 33-17, 4:50 to go in the third period. Bobcats coming out strong in this second half here as the Spartans trying to attack the basket. Shot is no good. Rebounded by Thompson for the Bobcats. Bobcats Harrington pushing the pace here. Prelo with the basketball slips a little bit. Gets the ball back, though. Out to Harrington looking to set up some plays here. Back to Prelo here at the top of the key. Knipe setting the screen there. Over to Harrington in the corner. Back to Prelo at the top. Bobcats not willing to take a bad shot here. Really looking to set up their offense.
Yep, just looking to be patient, run through their offense, up by 16 here in the third quarter, comfortably ahead and off to a good start here in the second half, not needing to rush anything, just can afford to take their time. Again, no shot clock in high school basketball, so they can use all the time they want to get an easy shot or a lay-in.
Yeah, well, as you said it, the score was 29-17, I think.
Wow.
Nice shot there by the Bobcats. Harrington, again, he's showing
the man of the hour,
well,
Michael.
The thing we talked about earlier, we've talked about Knipe, we talked about Prelo, and we've mentioned them before. They have a lot of expectations on them, so to speak, from who their family is, who their brother are, things like that. So we expect a lot out of them. But Harrington, like you said, essentially coming out of nowhere, putting on a show tonight.
Wow, he's been excellent. That was a beautiful assist right there a couple possessions ago, and then he's a left-hander. For those of you listening at home, he was on the right side of the basket, dropped it in, flipped it in with his left hand there, kind of worked his way around halfway underneath the basket, halfway out in front. Beautiful acrobatic finish. He's really doing it all. Has 7 points, a rebound, and assist. We've seen him take a charge this evening. He's got everything working.
As Coach Cormany comes right in front of us here. Little fist bump.
Good, Coach.
Here.
How you doing?
He's asking how we're doing here as he's getting some things ready to go as his Bobcats play next here as the JV team up 35-17 as we wish him good luck there. Love to see him out.
You know what I just saw? I saw a smile underneath that mask.
Hey,
right? He's happy.
Look.
He knows. What a I'm sorry for being a little tongue-tied here. The referees are a little bit bamboozled as well. So Giles throws the ball, and they have a kid run to one end of the court. He was so wide open. It looks like both teams had which basket that they were going to kind of mixed up there. He ran underneath the basket all by himself, thought he was going the wrong way, tried to back it out. Then Radford ended up fouling him, and he's going to the free throw line. He misses the first free throw there, number 14 for Giles. A whole lot of confusion, a little stop in the action, helter-skelter right now. We'll wait for the second free throw opportunity. It's up, and it is no good as well. Number 20 for Giles rebounds and lays it in. About the only thing the Bobcats haven't done well here in the second half, and they throw it away. Number 20 battling again. Wow, he is not vertically gifted. He's not very tall, but boy, he's battling. He's gotten 2 lay-ins right around the rim against much taller people in just a few seconds. Really impressive, Michael.
Yeah, it's Cameron Hansen. He's really putting the Spartans on their back here, as I think that was their first bucket points of the second half here as the Bobcats looking to go down low tonight. But I want to bring up a point you kind of alluded to a second ago. Coach Cormier smiled under his mask. It's because he believes we can't see what he's doing under there. He did, normally he wouldn't even crack a smile because he didn't want anyone to know that he actually, laughs and jokes. But
especially on game days.
I know. I mean, absolutely right. Stone cold face killer, Coach Cormier normally. So that was kind of fun.
The best in the business, though, folks. He's won at a high clip for a number of years. His personal accomplishments speak for themselves. But there's also a large amount of young men that have walked through the halls of Radford High School and won a lot of basketball games under his tutelage as well as his staff. Proud to be a small part of that legacy and love seeing it passed down year after year. Different faces with who's playing JV and varsity and graduating and all that kind of stuff, but the expectations are still the same. Bobcats looking really, really good here early on.
Yeah, and I want to kind of bring this point up. I know we talk about, and you said it yourself, you talked about what he does on the court for these young men, but the one thing that I like about Coach Cormier, it's really not talked enough about, is what he does for these young men off the court as well. He really wants them to grow from little boys to literal young men as he shows them what to do off the court as well. He really cares. I know when leading Young Life would work with him a little bit, try to get guys to come out from the court, and they're not allowed to miss practice. That's one thing he always told me. But he really cares about what they're doing off the court as well. So I really respect him from that regard. He cares not only how they do on the floor, but what they're doing in their personal lives and how well they're becoming men. So I really respect that about Coach Cormier, and that's not talked about enough.
I agree, Michael. Just an all-around, just a great guy. Lucky to play for him personally, and then as a community, lucky to have him part of it, number one, and coaching the basketball team, number 2. Back to the action. Bobcats ahead 35-21. A football score here, Michael. We'll take a 35-21 lead against Giles in football, too. That'll work. But anyways, Giles.
You're absolutely right, by the way.
Giles throwing the ball in right now, harassed again by the Bobcat D. Finding it tough sledding to move the ball down the court, and they do just that. Number 22 there for Giles.
Aaron Miller,
a name we've called quite frequently, with the lay-in through the contact. Foul on number 40, Brandon Thompson, his 3rd of the evening so far. And here we go, Michael. Just under 2 minutes left in the third quarter. Giles trying to make a little bit of a run of close the gap from 18 down to 12 with an opportunity to, I'm not going to talk through the free throws, to get it down to 11, and they do just that.
Well, the funny thing is, normally you'd be able to talk to the free throw, no problem. There's so much noise in here, but literally we would have been the only thing making noise on that free throw. So you're absolutely right. I love that as Thomas Grant, checks in for the first time tonight for the Bobcats, as Brandon Thompson will go to the bench, with the Bobcats not skipping a beat, running the floor, as number 24, Isaiah Austin, gets the bucket to go for the Bobcats. Bobcats up 37-24. The Spartans try to answer over and over, but the Bobcats cannot be stopped. 37 points here on the evening, as should have been a travel there by the Spartans, but hey, no big deal. JV, right? We talked about that earlier.
Officials are in early season form now too, Michael. Here we go. Bobcats. Oh boy, there's a scrum around the half court. No social distancing being practiced, and it looks like there's going to be.
Yeah, I think there's
going to be a foul.
I think there's a foul called on number 22, number 22 for the Spartans, Aaron Miller, as he tried to get the ball there, but really he didn't really go for the ball as much. He really just kind of hugged a Bobcat player right there.
You still can't do that. That's not allowed.
This. You mean this ain't football? When we can, this isn't Alabama football where we can just twist ankles at the bottom of the pile. No big deal. Cheaters, no big deal. But hey, as the Bobcats are up 37-24, the 30-second time. You know, actually, I don't know what are 30-second timeouts and full timeouts anymore. There's no one. Everyone's back. You know, normally you kind of
after about 45 seconds, everybody comes out, kind of splitting the difference. What do you think, Michael?
I think you're absolutely right, especially at this age. But hey, again, Bobcats up 37-24 on the Spartans. But hey, I've seen a lot of good things about this young JV basketball team that I've been impressed with. I mean, there's a couple guys we knew were going to be pretty decent coming into the season, but a couple guys also have stood out that I've really enjoyed watching tonight.
Yes, overall, a very pleasant game to watch if you're a Bobcat fan tonight. Really playing well. Obviously not perfect, but they weren't expected to be perfect. They're doing just fine. Another intricacy of this whole coronavirus social distancing safety guidelines, Michael, I've noticed this is the first time I've noticed this tonight. The players are in the huddle, the five that are in the game with the coaches. But beyond that, for Giles, everybody who's not in the game is sitting down away from the huddle, okay? And the Bobcats are kind of in the huddle, but again, they're up on the raised ledge where the bleachers sit. So whether they're hearing anything or seeing anything being drawn up remains to be seen. But again, the huddle's real small, whereas you normally have 12, 13, 14 players, coaches, everybody all conglomerated together. Not so this year.
Yeah, the one good thing about all of this, it won't take a lot to be able to hear your coaching staff give you direction in a huddle. Because, again, there's probably only, with everyone included, 50 people in the building. So
yeah, maybe.
I mean, maybe that's. I'm not speed counting or anything, but it's a possibility that as number 11 for the Spartans there, Tyler Pierman is called for the foul. That's his first of the game, fourth team foul on the Spartans. We get back to the action here. Bobcats, Harrington looking to set it up for the Bobcats here. Knife over to number 24, Isaiah Austin for the Bobcats here. Prelude on the bench for the Bobcats. So a little bit different look here at the point guard position. So I'd love to see what the Bobcats can do. I actually thought Gavin was going to take that shot there, and he chose to pass it up here. 43 seconds left to go in the third period. Bobcats at this point going to be looking to take the last. Nope, I lied to you. As number 24 is going to take it himself, as the Bobcats looked to get the rebound there, but corralled by the Spartans.
And then promptly thrown away. Number 5 for Giles just found his foot out of bounds as soon as he caught the ball, whistled for an infraction. Bobcats will get the ball, and presumably, Michael, I'm here to defend you here, will take the final shot of the quarter. Only 25 seconds left, and it looks like Brandon Thompson checks back into the game for the Bobcats.
Yes, I think we're both on the same page there, that if the Bobcats don't take the final shot, they're doing something wrong, not me. But, hey, when you get a fast break.
Well, a wide-open layup is the exception, right?
I mean, when they're going to give you the basket, you see this in football a lot. They're like, hey, man, just fall down, and we'll kick the game-winning field goal. Why, man? When they're going to let me run it in the end zone, I'm going to run it in the end zone. And that's essentially what just happened there with the Bobcats. 3 seconds to go. Bobcats get the rebound. Harrington, half-court shot is up and almost good. It hit off the rim and the backboard, almost went in there. That would have been great. Now, the way we reacted, you would have thought it went in. It didn't, by the way. But Bobcats still up 39-24 at the end of the third period. We'll be right back as you listen to an ad here from America. Hello there, Bobcat Nation, and welcome back. If you're somehow just tuning in, or maybe if you were like, hey, let me catch this varsity game. Nope, we're still in the JV game here. Fourth period about to be underway, 39-24. I actually don't know what time it was, but if you were checking in the varsity game, you'd be a little bit early. But, hey, 39-24 is your score. Bobcats leading Harrington, rising star, so to speak, in this game tonight with the basketball. Prelude back on the floor for the Bobcats here. Over to him. He has the ball at the top of the key. Not looking to slow down on the Bobcats, though. That's one thing they won't ever do, but they won't take bad shots. I'll tell you that much right now. Grant with the ball at the top of the key. Looking to go down low. He does. Over to Prelude in the corner. Dribble in. Harrington at the top of the key with the basketball. Bobcats really setting it up here. again, they're not going to take a bad shot here. So, hey, why not? With a lead, why not take your time?
Yeah, exactly. Just take your time. Make sure that you run the offense efficiently. Crisp passes. Giles, to their credit, is still playing really hard, down 15 in the final quarter. On that note, almost get a steal there in the passing lane with a man who's got the best hair on the court tonight.
That's Trevor Williams, by the way. Sick mullet.
Accurately stated. That's all that needs to be said.
You know, here's what I think when I see that thing. I'm thinking 70s, maybe 80s, maybe, you know.
I'm thinking early 90s Alan Jackson.
Sitting on the hood of a Chevy, box Chevy, of course, you know, just twang playing in the background. Case of water, of course, on the hood.
Awesome dude. But anyways, back to the action. Bobcats with the lead, 39-24. A little less than 6 minutes left in this one at home, folks. Gavin Harrington with a spin move and a left-handed shot. No good. Parker Prelo to the bottom of the pile, pulls the ball out, and Coach Little heads up play, calls a timeout there. 5 minutes and 42 seconds left. A whole lot of action going on there, Michael. Not a whole lot of and we get a little clarity. A 30-second timeout. Not a lot of productivity. Nobody scored. No real action other than a couple scrums on the floor, and Radford calls a timeout to retain possession.
Well, I don't hate that timeout there. You have the lead there, but what you don't want to get is in sloppy play. I mean, the Bobcats, it's not like they have to keep scoring, but what you want to be is efficient. You don't want to look sloppy. This is what I call learning minutes in a game.
Sure.
You know, this is when, for example, this is when a great team or a relatively good team puts teams away. Now, it kind of expands on whether you're going to be a great team at the end of the year or a halfway decent team at the end of the year. If you can start putting teams away, this is the time to do it, or you're going to let teams fight back curl in. Because one thing, Giles is down 15. They're not going away. They're going to contest here for the Bobcats here. And this is the time where the Bobcats either, A, put it away or let them come back in the game.
That's exactly right. Giles is playing really hard. You wouldn't know it's a 15-point game if you walk in and the scoreboard was turned off. They're still competing, to their credit, and to the credit of the staff, still have them out there playing hard. On that note, they knock the ball out of bounds as Radford tries to inbound it. Now they do so successfully, working the ball around the key from Prelo to Harrington to Thomas Grant, now to Jeremiah Eves off the left-handed arm of the three-point line here. Harrington cutting to the basket, finds Thomas Grant, whose left-handed jumper is just a bit off the mark. Brandon Thompson battling for the rebound. Gets a sixth rebound of the evening, almost gets the basket to go. It does not fall, but he will be rewarded with 2 free throw opportunities here in just a moment.
Yeah, it's just a great hustle play there by Thompson there. 4th team foul for the Spartans. Not as many fouls called here in this second half. Kind of like it here, letting them play a little bit. Not saying they didn't let them play in the first half, but hey, less fouls is a good thing in my opinion. 42, Max Knight checks back in. As Thomas Grant got some really good, valuable minutes there.
He did. He's played well tonight, Michael. I've been impressed with how he's played. Let's see here. Second free throw is short, but there's a traveling violation on Jeremiah Eves there. He caught the ball and looked like he kind of got shoved in the back and lost his footing there. But back to Thomas Grant, playing really well, playing hard. Had a post-up position a couple times, been in there battling a couple rebounds. Like what I've seen from him in his minutes this evening.
Yeah, as the Spartans looking to get some points back on the board. Number 1 for the Spartans. Shot is up, no good. Rebounded by Trevor Williams, but the Bobcats end up with it here. Eves with the ball in the corner over to Harrington. Harrington up to Thompson. No, excuse me. Screen set by Thompson. Harrington goes right by. Little backdoor cut there by Thompson, but he couldn't corral it. I actually love that play. You used to see that play all the time with – well, we've seen it a long time in Coach Corbin's system. Miles Jones ran it. Nate Jones ran it before. Blake Burdick used to do it all the time. I mean, they love setting that screen, coming around and throwing it up there. Back when both Jones brothers were here, man, that thing would get slammed down. That was nice to see. I was going to say,
it's a little bit easier at the varsity level, and especially when you're throwing it to guys who are 6'5" and 6'6".
Sure.
And to your point, I had the same thought going through my head. The Jones brothers would catch that thing midair and slam it down two-handed, and the whole crowd would be fired up.
I mean, I will say this. Cormany loves to run that thing, especially when the Joneses were here.
Sure.
Love to run that thing off the opening tip there, get it, and almost set the tone as Prelude comes back the other way with the shot. No good. Rebounded by Thompson as he throws it out, but the Spartans corral it. That's good hustle play as a Nope, no call here on the other end here. Bodies hit the floor. We're going to let them play. Love it. 4 minutes to go in the game. 40-24. Prelude back down the other end, and that's the speed we're talking about. We talked about that thing earlier as he caught the ball and drove to the basket. Right there, he caught the ball. Nobody even knew he was there. Shimmied to the hole, and that's just good points there. 42-24 is your score.
He's got an extra gear to him, Michael. I said it in the first half, but, man, he catches that thing, and he gets to the basket so fast and so efficiently. He lays it up before anybody has time to blink. Brandon Thompson almost got the rebound right there. A bit unlucky, and the ball was knocked into the Giles Spartan player hands, and he finishes. But I will tell you this, with his next rebound, Thompson will have 10, and even 10 for the game. He's been great, quite frankly, tonight. He's got a real shot at a double-double with a little under 4 minutes left to go in this one. Bobcats ahead 42-26.
Max Knipe will check out for the Bobcats. Looks like a little injury. I think he'll be okay, but 34 Taylor will 44 Connor Young checking in for him first time. He's checking in the game as the Spartans call a timeout, as well as Luke Woodford checking in for the Bobcats. So with the Bobcats up 42-26 here, some new names coming in. I love this kind of time. This is when you get to earn your minutes here for the future. When you finally get to come in for the first time, even when there's only a few minutes left, this is when you don't obviously make mistakes, but you got to get your opportunity when you get it. And this is the kind of time I love.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And for the guys who are just getting in or haven't played as much as they would like to tonight, you've got 3.5 minutes to kind of turn it on and earn more minutes. That's the great thing about it. All you need is one shot, one opportunity to show what you can do, and no better time to do it than right now.
And by the way, we talked about Knipe going out with an injury. I think it's just a cramp, baby, and that's the kind of thing when you don't have a lot of practices in this first game of the year, you're going to cramp. He's played a lot of minutes tonight, played a lot of hard minutes.
He's growing so fast. I'm sure those muscles and ligaments and everything are trying to catch up too, Michael.
Oh, yeah. I mean, you're absolutely right. You know, and this is the thing I heard when I was a kid. We had a guy who grew really fast for his age at the time. He ended up being 6'11".
Wow, I think he grew fast at any age, huh?
Absolutely right. He played for Carson Newman basketball. We went to high school together, but I knew him since he was 10, and he was growing so fast. His like calf was ripping from its growth, like it was growing faster than his ligaments could hold it, and so he had to walk around in a boot. He had to have surgery because it was growing too fast. It was going to tear from literally his ankle. It was insane. So, yeah, things like that, it actually can happen. You can actually grow faster than your body can hold because he was such an athlete, and his body just couldn't handle it.
That's the first time I've heard of that, but that's really amazing that somebody would grow so fast and grow so tall or something like that. I mean, it makes sense to me. I just never heard of anything like that.
Yeah, it's crazy. He walked around in a boot for a long time.
I've never had to worry about being 6'11". So.
I mean,
not many people
either.
do.
You're absolutely right. I don't think a lot of people.
It's like when you walk through an airport or a restaurant or anywhere, everybody points and stares at you, and you know why.
Yeah.
You're literally a foot taller than everybody else.
Absolutely. As the Bobcats leading 42-26.
Wow.
3.5 minutes to go. Harrington goes down coast to coast there as he's putting on an absolute clinic tonight.
Yes, what a great game. There's a couple guys who have had a fantastic game this evening, Michael, for the Bobcats. Here goes Woodard, goes to the basket with a left-handed lay-in. No good. Prelo cleans it up, though. He'll pull the ball out to Harrington for a left-handed three. Rims in and out. And Brandon Thompson with his 10th rebound and lays it right back in.
If I'm not mistaken, I think it's a double-double, right?
9 points and 2 rebounds.
Man.
We need one more. Brandon needs one more to get over the hump, get a double-double in the first game of the season. How about that?
Number 44 for the Bobcats, Connor Young, stole the ball away, tried to score, but he was called for a travel. That's good hustle by Young. That's number 2. Colt Shin checks in for the first time for tonight. As Harrington will go to the bench for what I assume the last time tonight. Good game by him. He's played really, really well. Really impressed me tonight. Actually, the most impressed by me because, you know, a lot of guys have come in and played well, and they've earned what they played, but we kind of expected some of these. That guy right there really putting on a show tonight, and I love to see it.
Yeah, he's a really, if tonight's any indication, if he plays like that all the time, he's a really steady point guard and just overall player, Michael. You know, left-handed guy who runs the point pretty proficiently, can score when he needs to score, gets others involved. We saw him take a charge and really put together a complete game this evening.
Yeah, as we got some new names here for the Bobcats. 14, Makai Martin checking in. Number 2, Colt Shine on the floor. 40, Brandon Thompson, as in fact he will check out, and number 30, Cooper Doyle, will be in for the Bobcats. Number 44, Connor Young, and number 30, nope, I think it's everybody. I said everybody, right?
Yep, and Giles made some wholesale substitutions as well. So the good news is, looks like everybody from both teams will be able to get in and get some action this evening. I know that everybody's been craving that. It's taken a few weeks a few weeks longer than normal. Pardon me there, but we're going to have it nonetheless.
Well, I mean, this is exactly what we want. We wanted sports to be back a little bit normal. I mean, the one thing that'll be tough is basketball season is going to be condensed. Football season is going to be starting in, what, March? Late February, March?
February 4th is the first practice. Can you believe that?
No, I cannot. Could you imagine football practice in February? That's going to be tough.
In Southwest Virginia. Yeah, how about that? We had our first coaches meeting last night trying to get geared up for that, and there's a lot of work that goes into that in terms of like we were talking about earlier, with the parents leaving the JV game before you've got to think about that with the kids coming in and out of the locker room and precautions, and it's going to be an interesting year, but we're excited. I don't care when we play or who we play, just that we do it, you know.
Well, you're absolutely right about that aspect. You know, I was talking to Candace about it, and she was kind of, as Timothy Worrell was a good friend of ours here, is coaching the varsity girls now. His first season. Good luck to them tonight.
Yes,
they're playing
absolutely.
Giles as well at Giles.
Game as a head coach tonight. Huh?
Impressive on the road, by the way. Yeah, tough. And they kind of said, "Hey, man, we don't care who we play. We don't care how many games. We'll play the same teams 5 times. We don't care. Let us have a season.
Let's
just
play, right? Yeah. I think I echo those sentiments. It's just great to see the Bobcats lining up against somebody else doing something, and seeing all these young guys in this case and young gals in Timothy's case getting the opportunity to have a true high school experience through athletics and, you know, the camaraderie and the life lessons and all that it brings.
As the Bobcats here with 1:39 to go in the game, leading by 20, 46-26 is your score. You know, that first half was pretty close there. I actually didn't even realize at one point how much the Bobcats were up. I guess they were up 15 earlier on in the fourth period, but Bobcats now up 20 as they're just putting it away here. And this is what I kind of alluded to earlier. I wanted to know if the Bobcats were going to, put the Spartans away, but they're going to let them come back, and the Bobcats show they're going to be a decent team this year as they put them away solidly.
Yeah, just over a minute left in this game, and the Bobcats have only allowed 2 points, just 1 bucket in the whole fourth quarter, Michael. Overall, only allowed 9 points in the second half, so some halftime adjustments were made by Coach Little and his staff. Look really good so far.
Yeah, that's what you like to see. You want to see that out of good teams. So, again, you know, no discredit to Giles or anything, but this is a great game by the Bobcats. Good season opener, good home opener as they're putting this one away with just under a minute to go now. Again, 46-26 is your score as the Bobcats get a steal here. It looks like Sean will bring it all the way down. Number 22 in the corner for the Bobcats, no good. That shot was put up by Luke Woodward as the Giles Spartans get the ball back, going back the other way 45 seconds to go. But a good showing tonight by the Bobcats. Really impressive.
Good showing all in all. Love that everybody gets to play. The guys that hadn't played at the beginning of the game are in right now, and their teammates are up. I can't even say bench. They're up on the little concrete area that they've been allotted, getting excited for their teammates. Cole Shin here gets the rebound. The smallest guy on the court gets the rebound, dribbles up the court, kind of loses it to maybe the next smallest guy there from Giles, having a good battle going to the rim, and Shin fouls for the Bobcats. 22.2 seconds left in this game. Bobcats ahead 46-26.
Yeah, Connor Smith will go to the line for the first time tonight. He will get the shoot 2 as his first shot is up. And good. Nothing but the bottom of the net there. Like he'd been shooting them all night. You'd almost think he was 9 for 9. Yeah, that's good.
Comes in right off the bench, gets a steal, gets fouled, goes to the line, knocks down his first shot. Not easy to do.
Second one is up and good as well. It's like he's been practicing or something for a while as Shin brings the ball up for the Bobcats here. 20 seconds to go. Coach telling them to relax, but here we want to see something good if they're going to take a shot. I wouldn't expect them to, but hey, you never know. Hey, look, I've been wrong all night. As Shin drops that baby down.
What a 3. That was awesome. Founding for a 3 right at the corner of the bucket there, and he gets a steal, and he runs out the time. Bobcats with a 49-28 victory, and what a high note to end that on, Michael. All in all, a beautiful, strong performance for the Bobcats tonight. Led from start to finish 18-8 after the first period. Had a 12-point lead at halftime and ends up winning this one by 21. In the first game of the season, Bobcats 49, Giles Spartans 28.